Hi guys, it's Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, I'm doing paid reviews. That's the job that I've chosen. I like to do my paid reviews. We're doing paid review JU73. Before we jump into this review here, let's have a look. Let's do a wristwatch check. I invented the wristwatch check. What am I wearing today? Well, I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 5127 Calatrava, not to be confused with my 5107 I owned a few years ago. So there we go. We've got French cuffs, Paul Smith cufflinks, initials on cuffs, and a Patek on the wrist. Okie dokie. This here is for Alan, dear Archie. Thank you for years of infotainment on watches. I made a small contribution through PayPal. Wish your channel to be even more successful. How do you compare the Vacheron Constantine 85180 and the Patek Philippe 5227? Photo attached for your quick reference. I absolutely love both pieces, but just want to hear what you think. Thank you again, and look forward to more uploads in your channel. Best regards, Alan. Thank you, Alan. Let's have a look here. So we've got two very heavy-hitting Patek Philippe. The 5227 is a watch that it is very, very dear to me. It's a watch I've loved there. It's basically started off as a 33mm watch, 3998, I think it was. Then it progressed to the big size, 37mm, as a 5107. Then it progressed to the 5127, which I just happen to be wearing. Then it is rumored to have progressed into the 5227. Now, the 5227 was a Calatrava that Patek released a number of years ago. And Paul Brittany, he actually, I'll put a link. I'll put a link to that there. Paul Brittany did a great story on his Calatrava for GQ magazine. So I'll put a link in the corner, linking to that YouTube video. Look, it's a fundamentally fantastic piece. You can't deny that at all. I mean, this is a very, very. I'll just grab my Patek manual here. Excuse me. I've got a library of Patek books, and I've got to say the 5227. Very, very killer type of Patek. The 5227, it's just under 40mm, 39. Here we go. Here's a look at the Calatravas. This is a 2018 brochure. Interestingly enough, this is the 5227s. It makes mentions of the 5296. The 5196 and the 5296, which unfortunately was dropped in 2019. Now, interestingly enough, let's just have a look at this here. The Patek itself there. It's interesting, Alan, that you say you want to compare this to the 5227. See, the 5227. The thing about it is it incorporates, it's got a display back, but it's got It's got a case back as well. It's like a pocket watch. It's got an officer's case back that can be opened to reveal the movement. Now, I got to be completely honest with you. I would normally say the contender against the Vacheron would probably be the 5296. 5296. I say that because the 5296 does not have the pocket watch back. So the 5227, that's its party trick, is that opening back, and it's substantially, it's about just under 8,000 or just under 7,000 US dollars for that hinged back compared to a 5296. So I would say 5227 compared to the Vacheron. The Vacheron is the Vacheron Constantine 85180. I'd say that's more in line. But look, we'll have a talk about that. The Patek itself there, absolutely stunning wristwatch. That whole family of wristwatch. I agree with your assumption there that we're probably best to compare it to the Vacheron is an automatic date. So we'll compare it, that rules out the 5196 family because that is manual wind. So we're going to be comparing it, in my opinion, 5296 or, actually this book here is, they were all it doesn't have 5127s. Of course, they ditched it way before then. So I would say, they're sector dials. That's why it's doubled up. Sorry. So this booklet here, these are all 5296s. So I'd say that's probably the best comparison, but it doesn't really affect us because both of those watches there, they're based on the 324 SC Patek movement. They're very, very similar pieces indeed. So let's have a bit of a talk about the Vacheron itself there. The Vacheron 85180, it's a absolutely gorgeous piece. Absolutely gorgeous. The piece itself is 40 mils, 40 mils there. The case thickness, it's just a smidgen under 9 mils. It's a very, very thin watch itself there. And it's, in my opinion there, it's very much a modern size. I've got a feeling the 40 mil, I think 40 mil is a smidgen too big. Okay, that's my own opinion. I think the 39 is the absolute biggest size for a non complicated dress watch. If we're talking complications, okay, we could get away with a bit more, but that's kind of my opinion there on the Vacheron. They've kind of gone after the popular choice there in the sizing. I've got to tell you there, all the Pateks have the date at the 3 o'clock position. The Vacheron has it at the 6. Where do I prefer it? I probably prefer it at the 3 because I'm so used to Rolexes. But that's not the end of the matter. The Vacheron is a sensational piece. It is sensational. It's a classic dress watch, precious metal with an alligator strap, just like the Patek. It's fully in-house movement. It's just an iconic, classic dress watch to have there. It uses the caliber 2450, which is it's It's a really cool caliber. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a 28,800 beats per hour, which is same as the Patek. The Patek in the previous version, the 315 movement was 21.6, but they're both within in Kui there. They're both a fairly modern type of interpretation of their automatic movement, both large rotor, because Patek does have the micro rotor version. So in many ways, the Patek and the Vacheron are very much neck and neck. I've got to say, I think both of these watches here absolutely superb. They are amazing pieces. I think the jewel count. What's the jewel? The jewel count on the Vacheron is 27 jewel, and the Patek, I think it's slightly more. Just double check that. Let's have a look. Here we go. It doesn't actually say. Thank you. 324. It doesn't give me a jewel count. That's very handy indeed. Well, that's only a small issue. Look, the thing is this: they're both spectacular pieces. The Vacheron, ultra conservative, just a absolutely beautiful piece. Look, it comes down to what do you really prefer there. I gotta tell you, I think Vacheron itself, they are part of the Richemont group, who they've got a lot of brands they own there. So it's Patek is an independently owned company. Does that make much of a difference? Not really. I don't think it kills it one way or the other. Vacheron or Patek, what's the more prestigious? Well, I think that the Patek Philippe definitely would probably be the more known brand, but Vacheron is absolutely spectacular. Now, I think as far as the pricings goes, they're quite similar in the Australian market, because I'm in Australia. The Patrimony in white gold is about $40,000, which in Australia the 5227 I think is about $45,000. However, if we looked at a 5296, it's about $36,500. So they're all within Kui. I wouldn't say the Patrimony is necessarily less. You may be able to get a better deal. I think myself the Patek. Obviously, Patek is a very strong brand. I mean, the Pontiff wears Patek Philippe, and I think you really there are certain benefits with going with the Pontiff's choice. I think realistically, which one is better? They are both absolutely amazing. Both very, very high end. I suppose it depends how you want to develop your collection. If you really want to develop, in my case, I've decided to stick with Patek because I really identify with the brand. Mind you, Vacheron is a perler. It's just a superb history, superb brand. They have a long. I've owned a vintage Vacheron. I had a 6405, and in some ways there's things I like more in the Vacheron. I think the Vacheron is slightly more conservative. The Vacheron continues to have a Geneva seal, whereas Patek Philippe has gone for the Patek Philippe seal. I mean, I kind of like the Geneva seal. I think if you were to choose between the two, I think it depends for what reason you're buying it. See, the person who is buying one of these pieces here, I'm not convinced resale is the be all and end all. I think in many ways there, someone's buying that for their own enjoyment. They're later in life, you know, dare I say it, they probably be dead within 10 to 15 years, and they're buying the watch they love. So does it really matter? Not really. However, I would say my good friend Cove at Sydney Watch Exchange, he's presently got a Audemars Piguet Jules Audemars, and that's a very similar product to these here. It's I think it's a smidgen over 40, and so it's beautifully finished and decorated. Absolutely got a display. It's automatic, big rotor. It's absolutely beautiful. The finish on this AP is amazing. In all honesty, I think Patek Philippe would probably be the one that would retain more value. It would be more easy to sell. Now, with that said, those three watches, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, and Vacheron Constantin, I think are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Could you go wrong? Not really. Not really. The type of person who's buying that, I think they may have a little bit of money in the bank already. So, yes, the Patek will retain more value, but I think you've got to go with what you really want. Personally, I'm very biased. I love my Patek Philippe. I've been a Patek lover. I had a Vacheron too. I must say, I think Vacheron is a cool brand. Very, very, very cool brand. It's got a big following, a very big following. If I had to choose, I think it's not so much the models. I would be saying myself, I'd probably go for a Patek 5296. I think that's where I'd go. It's slightly, that's the bigger of those Pateks without, it's the biggest of the Pateks without having the hinged back. I think the hinged back is a wee bit of a distraction. It's very clever. It's very clever, and it's very expensive. I don't know if you need it. I really don't know if you need it. If I had to pick the two, Patek. I'm very biased to my Patek Philippe's. But Vacheron, they make some lovely stuff, legendary stuff. My friend Dave recently had a Vacheron overseas, impeccably finished, just beautiful, beautiful. There's just something about Vacheron that they're considered the grandfather of the three Holy Trinity brands. Patek is the current king, Vacheron is the grandfather, and AP is the up-and-coming prince. I think in many ways, I'd go Patek because value retention is very important. However, on the secondary market, you can get some really good savings on the Vacheron. What do I think? What is better? Look, I got to be completely honest with you and tell you there is no clear-cut loser. There is no clear-cut winner, because if we had a winner, there would be a loser. And there ain't nothing loser about the Vacheron. It is spectacular. Spectacular, stunning. In some ways, there's certain areas that are better. The way they have the almost like a guilloche on the back of the rotor is just over processed. It's just amazing. So which one would I go for? Geez, that is very hard. I think it would, you know, I got to tell you, I think it would be other factors. It'd be other factors like what's in my current collection. If I was all Patek, you'd stick with Patek. If I had a Lange, I had an AP, and I wanted a Vacheron, a quality Vacheron, you could very easily justify the Vacheron. Absolutely, they're both stunning, absolutely stunning. So I'm not going to appoint a winner because there is no loser. I'm Paul Pluta. This has been a paid review comparing two of my favorite genres. These dress watches are dying a bit, but I think there's people out there who do love them. So guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, put some nasty comments, and consider getting Archie to do a paid review for you. Okay guys, until next time, ciao. Great comparison. I think I'd go Patek. I'd have to go Patek because I just am a Patek fanboy. Sorry guys.
Oh. Hey ArchieLuxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Aside from my soul, there goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think the angels just walk by. I think the angels just walk by. I think the angels just walk by. I think it's all angels just walk by. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.